All right, with that being said, the reason I chose to do baby-led weaning the third time around is Hey everyone, I'm Taryn and welcome to A Mom for Every Season. If you're brand new, I hope you stick around and make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Welcome back. Today I'll be sharing with you the first foods I use for baby-led weaning and why I chose to go back to baby-led weaning for my third child. So I'm sure you already, if you're here, you already know what baby-led weaning is. It is exactly that. The baby gets to decide what they put in their mouth. It's about experimenting with new foods, exploring the foods, even just having fun. That's what they say. Food before one is just for fun, which is why I love baby-led weaning, because the baby gets to decide. So it's a lot of finger foods, or even the baby can hold a spoon, and it's just using soft foods like steam foods so that the baby can hold the food themselves. And I can't remember where I read it, but I remember reading that it can take up to 15 or 16 times of a baby tasting a food before they even like it. So again, that's a lot of exploring and playing with their food. And I guess the key is not to give up on a certain food because they're making faces or they're not liking it, but just keep offering it, and it could take that long for them to even eat it or enjoy it. We did baby-led weaning with our oldest, and she's 6 now. We chose to do purees with our son, who's 2, and we chose it for a couple reasons that I'll get into. And now I've chosen to go back to baby-led weaning with my third. And we do a little bit of purees, but it's mainly baby-led weaning with her. So a number one food, the very first food I have given all 3 of my kids is avocado. I love that it's smooth and creamy, and it's easy to digest, and it's full of nutrients and high in fat. So it was definitely a number one choice for all 3 of ours. So here you can see when you're first starting out, leave a little bit of the peel on, which is kind of tough to cut a little bit, but you can leave half the peel on and then just let them hold it, and then they can chew on the end of it. And banana was another first food that was easy because it's just a soft texture. I don't have a picture here, but you can cut it in really skinny sections and keep the peel on it so that they're able to grip onto it. I've also heard that you can roll it in oat flour so that the baby is able to hold on to it. Avery loves cucumbers. Like, you can't even take it away from her. She gets so mad when you take it away. When we first started giving her cucumbers, she didn't really have very many teeth, so I just gave her in a section, just sat there and gnawed on it, and I would just really watch and be cautious that she's not biting off big chunks. And if there were loose pieces, I would just either take them off or give her a new piece. Now that she has some more teeth, I tend to cut them in little French fry kind of shapes, and she can sit there and gnaw on it. And then with carrots, we just steamed carrots and broccoli. We just steamed them. The carrots you can cut in really thin pieces so that your baby's able to grab onto it. And I love the broccoli because the broccoli, you just steam it and it can literally just crumble apart in their mouth. Avery wasn't too big of a fan of the broccoli right now, and again with berries, I just would break it up in little pieces, and here she's just picking them up on her own. We're gonna have some baby oatmeal. So here's a spoon. Just gonna dip the back of it, and then she can decide if she wants to grab it or not. And she still makes funny faces with this one. We're not gonna eat it though, are we? And hey, even if you want to give them purees, I love that they're in the packages, and here you could just see that I'm just holding it a little bit for her, and she's able to come forward and take some if she wants, and I just squeeze it a little bit. So if you I don't know if you're on the go and you have to bring something, or you need just something in your diaper bag, then that's always an option too. just honestly do what works best for you and what works best for your little one and your family, because really you can do a mixture of both if you really wanted to. So the reason we chose purees with our son for a couple of reasons, but mainly because we did have a choking incident with our oldest when I think she was about 18 months old, or she was just over a year. And just to be clear, it had literally nothing to do with baby-led weaning. It was total like chance, but it was still a very scary incident, and she was eating pancakes, and I was the one actually that cut them, and I didn't cut them small enough, and she ended up having a full airway obstruction. And I remember trying to call 911, and it was like an out-of-body experience because I couldn't even dial 911. And obviously it had a good ending. We got it dislodged. But it did rattle us, and it does when I find even when I hear a child coughing or gagging we're at a restaurant, it makes me jump a little bit. So that's why we ended up doing purees with our son, just because we couldn't even it's normal for a baby to gag, and because they're learning how to use their tongue and chew with baby-led weaning. It's completely normal, but it was obviously the whole incident with our oldest had rattled us enough that it was almost like a post-traumatic stress syndrome. With that being said, I do understand that the whole choking incident with my daughter was completely unrelated to baby-led weaning. It was a total fluke, a total chance that happened. So I tried not making that a factor into our decision with our third. The first reason I chose baby-led weaning is because my son is by far the pickiest eater out of our whole family. He doesn't really care for vegetables. He is even really picky with fruits, whereas our oldest, she loves pretty much all vegetables. It doesn't matter if they're cooked or raw. She loves all fruits, and there are studies that suggest that baby-led weaned babies are less likely to be considered fussy eaters at the ages of 18 to 24 months than traditional spoon-fed babies. So that was one major factor in deciding that. Also, baby-led weaned babies are better able to, tune into their hunger cues and self-regulate, which obviously can help later in life. I love that baby-led weaning incorporates the baby into the whole family meal, which is super important to our family, is just sitting down and having a family meal together. So it's also a convenience thing. You don't have to prepare a whole bunch of puree foods for them or separate meals. You just incorporate what you're eating. You might have to maybe steam it or cut it differently, but at least they are, sitting in their high chair and they're self-feeding, and then you get to enjoy your meal while they're enjoying theirs, and you can have a nice big family meal together. And all in all, you have to do what makes you feel comfortable, what works best for your family. And for me, baby-led weaning just felt more natural. All three of my kids have breastfed, and they get to decide when they are done. They self-regulate. They finish when they're full, and they are also learning how to they're exploring their food in the mouth and how to chew. The gag reflex is still higher up when they're younger, and they're learning how to chew the food and then swallow, as opposed to with purees, they just learn how to swallow, and they're not learning how to chew before they swallow. So either way, they have to learn how to chew, and it just seemed more natural to me. The third time around, it was definitely introducing solids has been a really slow go. One of those reasons being because she is my last baby. I know she's my last baby, and I'm just soaking in all the moments, and of course, every milestone that comes, you're, saying goodbye to like the baby stuff. So it was just really, it's been a bit harder, I guess, starting things because I know that she's growing up, obviously. And then another reason, I'll be completely honest, was just pure laziness. If I added, once I introduced solids, there was just more of a mess to clean up. And at that point, like when she was around 6 months old, like I was still, quite feeling overwhelmed with everything. And so adding something else to my plate was just really hard moving on to the next phase. This time around, we've just been taking our time, and I'm not really rushing anything. I just, I really don't care to rush it. And really, again, like food before one is just for fun, and like it's all about them learning and exploring and just, tasting different tastes and textures and just having fun with it. So I'm in no rush, like, and I'm not worried about her not getting enough because I know she's still breastfeeding and she's still getting her nutrients. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and if you're brand new, I would love for you to stick around, hit that subscribe button. And I would also love to know, what was the first food you tried with your little one? Or if you haven't tried yet, what is the first food you are going to try? Comment down below. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.